Hello, survivors. Welcome back to Stranded Survivors. My name is Matt, and I am your lone co-host today. Jericho is on vacation in the great deserts of Arizona. I'm sure there's more to Arizona than the desert. Sorry to all my Arizonites. Yeah, sorry to you guys, because I'm sure Arizona's fantastic, but all I can picture at the moment is scorpions. So Jericho will have to tell us all about his adventure when he comes back next week. But this week, you guys have me. So hi, how you doing? If this is your first week, I promise it's not always like this. Normally it's, a little less awkward for me. But today, we're going to make the most of it. Those of you who know me know that I am an uncomfortable rambler. So I'm going to get down to it. First things first, I want to catch you guys up on the past couple weeks. So I took last week off from recording to give myself a chance to rest and, get back to a better headspace. Got lots of stress going on, and that stress has sort of bled out into my personal life. And, I'm trying to keep business and pleasure separate so that way things don't get too stressy and messy, So there's been a lot of personal transitions for me in the past week. I am looking for new jobs. I'm still in my current position as of now, but I'm looking for something new. So stay tuned, having some interviews lined up, hoping things will be changed, and hoping by next week I can, come to you guys a less stressed man. So my goal for the next week is to focus on my mental health and the stigma. It's okay to not be okay. If you are currently feeling like you are not okay, there are professionals. Reach out and talk to them because it will be a game changer for you. So there's my mental health PSA for the day. As far as Ark is concerned, I have been rocking it out on the private server, the unofficial server, if you will. It's not really that private, password protected, but we will get into there. I'll get into that later. First things first, I want to jump into the Dino dossier here. So the Dino dossier of the week, this week, is the Utah Raptor. Now, the Utah Raptor, a lot of people do not know, is the specific subspecies of raptor that we see in Ark. There's Velociraptor, Utah Raptor, Eon Raptor. There's a whole bunch of raptor family dinosaurs. But the specific one we see in Ark is the Utah Raptor. Now, also fun fact, the incorrectly named velociraptors from Jurassic Park are actually Utah Raptors. So when we are talking raptors in Ark, I want you to be considering those big bad mamma jammas from Jurassic Park because, that changes things. Velociraptors, the size of a turkey, not nearly as scary. Utah Raptors, doo-doo. So, the species, Utah Raptor Prime from the early Cretaceous period. They are carnivores, no kidding, and their temperament is aggressive, no kidding. Wild. Utah Raptor Prime is an incredibly aggressive subspecies of Utah Raptor found on the island. It tends to travel in small hunting packs, attacking smaller prey with its sharp teeth and enlarged foreclaws. When hunting in packs, the pack leader can vocalize a signal that acts as a battle cry. Be prepared to run or fight if you hear the call of the Utah Raptor. The pack will repeat the calls and attack with a much greater intensity. One of the faster creatures on the island, Utah Raptor often uses its pack numbers to their advantage by swarming around their prey before it can react. The large curved talon on the second toe of the subspecies seems particularly suited for dealing significant damage. Utah Raptor Prime usually kills its prey with numerous slashing and biting attacks in rapid sequence. Sounds pleasant, right? Domesticated. Oh, my dogs are going bazonkers. Hold on a sec, folks. I'll be right back. Alright, I sure hope you enjoyed that very brief interruption there. Goodness forbid somebody run by my, attack dogs were sounding the alarm. So, domesticated. That is a whole new ballgame for a still terrifying critter. What the Utah Raptor lacks in size, it makes up for in ingenuity. Rather than chase down smaller creatures, Utah Raptor will pounce and pin its prey to the ground rather than chasing it around. Hey, that's a bit redundant. Despite it Sorry, that stumbled me around. That was a real redundant sentence. Interesting. Despite its normally aggressive nature, Utah raptors have become one of the primary combat mounts for roaming bands of raiders as well as scouts for larger collectives. Those who ride Utah raptor claim they are difficult to tame, but then fiercely loyal. As a carnivore, once tamed, they require a steady stream of meat to sustain. So, yeah, those things, they're pretty solid. When you're early game, they really suck to run into in the wild because, like they said, they'll pin you down, they'll manhandle whatever smaller tames you have. You got a Phiomia? Good for you. Dead. Got a Parasaur? Not anymore. Yeah, got a Pteranodon? You thought you did. So, they take on a lot of the small game or weaker game critters, if you will. So, they really suck when you see them on foot. And they'll do that hit and run strategy, and then, when they get a little bit of distance from you, they'll get you with that pounce, and you can't move. Once you're pinned down, you're at its mercy. So I like to keep a pocket wolf with me. On my unofficial server, I'm to the point where we have lots of things bred out, and I keep a pocket wolf and a pocket Anki and a pocket RG on me at all times in my toolbar. So as soon as you hear that sound, oh no, it's time to call out the wolf. So all you can do is hope your best, man. Drop your pocket tames out and just hope for the best. We had talked about wolves at one point in one of these dossier sections where the wolf can go in a pack up to 3 or up to 4. I believe it was up to 4, actually. The raptor begins its pack at 3. So 3 or more is a pack of raptors. So in theory, if you are very unfortunate and you have very bad luck, the or more section is the scary part, because if you get pinned down by like 6 raptors, it's over. That sucks. Now, if that does happen, yeah, that does suck. You can try to fight it off if you have a strong tame. I mean, you can stand your ground with a wolf or an Argent, but chances are, early game, you're not that prepared. So if you have a strong base, and it's not an alpha, because alphas don't care what you build out of, of course, like tech and stuff like that. And I think metal? I can't remember if they can hurt metal or not. But regular raptors can't hurt metal. So if you have a sweet base, go hide, shut the door. Even if you have a good gate, you can hide behind the gate and, you'll be protected for a short period until it loses interest and aggroes on something else. Maybe you can, go play Rocket League for 20 minutes and come back. I don't know. If you can't do that, you're out harvesting something, you don't quite have strong pocket tames yet, and a pack of raptors comes out, I know, it hurts me to say it, you know what's coming. You gotta go to the deep water, or at least deep enough that you can swim and they can't touch. And in my experience, they usually turn around. So shortly after you go deep enough, they're gonna turn around. You can swim across the river. You can swim downstream a little bit, the opposite direction of where they go. You can, be crazy and wait it out in the water because you hate your life and you are terrified and like living in anxiety. Or you just maybe are part dolphin and you really aren't afraid of the ocean like I am. Either way, deep water is your friend when it comes to getting away from raptors. Now, they can come in some pretty nifty colors, just like everything else, but the one thing I want to warn you about for color is they come with an alpha variant. The alpha variant, for those of you unfamiliar, are the ones that look like they got the big bright orange flare smoke coming off of them. They're pretty tough to miss. You can see them glowing and steaming from a mile away. They are significantly stronger. They are significantly meaner, and they will show no mercy. So if you're not ready to fight that, I don't want to paint the picture of an alpha raptor as oh so scary, because they're really not that tough, but if you are not equipped for it, that can really ruin your day. That can be a real quick strategy to having all your tames wiped off the beach and your only bed destroyed. So if you want a raptor, because PvP or because you want a scout, or maybe even caving if you're not a wolf fan, you're more of a lizard licker, that's okay. You're going to want to knock this bad boy out. I don't recommend you passive tame it. You can try to. Actually, I lied. Go up, feed it. You have to eat 3 rare flowers and then feed it a Mijo berry. Yeah. That's how you tame it. No, don't do that. I'm being a jerk. Don't do that. So knock that bad boy out. Tranquilizer arrows. If you are far enough ahead, you can make Treg darts and stuff like that. I think you can bola a raptor. So keep a couple bolas on you because, I mean, pro tip right there, bola and dip. Dipsy doodle, run away. You got this. And if a bola doesn't work, I genuinely can't remember. I'm pretty sure it does. But if it doesn't, my bad, got you killed. Sorry. They are going to prefer simple kibble when you knock them out. Mutton is a close second, and if you don't have mutton, then prime meat. And it goes down from there. I don't recommend you use fish. You know, a lot of people think that fish and like crops and weird things like that are not always the best choice. They're very niche use. So don't do that. Use kibble or mutton. Yeah, that's really it, to be honest with you. So you just got to keep moving. They can be pretty dangerous, but they're pretty fun also. QC used them in the official server for caving for a while, and he was pretty successful with them. So he likes them better because they had the ability to put a saddle on them, which is a plus, makes it a little more beefy than a wolf. But yeah, that is the Dino dossier of the week. So moving forward here, I was going to talk about, I was going to talk about lore today. That was going to be my, like, oh, Jericho's not here. He doesn't know much about lore anyway, so let's talk about that. But to be honest with you, the more I think about it, I kind of want to hear his reaction, because he's played thousands of hours of Ark, and he doesn't know anything about the lore or the story or why his character is there or why all these extinct creatures are there. So stay tuned, because I want to actually bring him on for that episode, because I want to hear his reaction and I want to know if that changes his like outlook on this game at all. So I think that would be fun. And that being said, I want to hold off on that. So that being said, today's main title content, quote unquote, is going to be a relatively short segment, you know? I want to talk a little bit about the server shutdown that we had going on for like this past week, pretty much. There were a couple people, myself included, that were actually off from work for a while. And while we were off, it just so happened that all the unofficial servers, I don't think it was the official servers, but I honestly don't play official anymore, so I can't really verify that too much. But the unofficial servers, console was just bamboozled. We got hoodwinked. We got screwed. There was a patch that, you know, unbeknownst to someone, they made a slight adjustment. And that slight adjustment, unfortunately, did something to make it to the point where it wouldn't even render into the map for console players. We were seeing like one person online, and I don't know who that was. Whoever it was that was able to get online, curse you and your family's cows. I don't know. But that one person was able to play. I'm assuming they were on PC probably. That or it was just a glitch and it was lying to me. But everybody that I was talking to on console was able to like log into the map. It would either not render in and not allow you to spawn and kick you immediately like all the way back to the dashboard, or it would allow you to pick a spawn point and like as soon as you do that, like, and you look at your wrist, it would immediately kick you like a half a second into looking at your wrist before your hand even came up all the way. And that was frustrating. This is honestly the big issue that we were having with Nitrado having this, I'm going to call it a monopoly on private servers, because there's only one person that you can really go to. And if you're not, if you're not doing Nitrado, you're not playing unofficial. So that on one hand is great because everything's going to be consistent. The interfaces are going to be consistent. User experience will be consistent. Awesome. But if there's an issue like this, it's pretty tough for anyone to do anything about it. You couldn't just go to a different server. If all the servers were up to the same update patch, they're all going to have the same issue. So they were supposedly, at one point I had heard, from unofficial sources, that they were going to revert it back to an older patch level and then like push it back out while they worked on an update. Whether that's what happened or we just waited the full week and got like this new update that permanently fixed it, I'm unsure as to which one of those two truths it is, but I know that it's up again, and thank goodness it's up again. But herein lies the issue though, because yes, the server is up, Yes, it's playable again. Sure, it was only down for a few days, but I mean, one, if you want to get technical, you were paying for the whole month and it wasn't available the whole month, so that's kind of doo-doo. And on the other hand, if there were other companies available that you could rent these private server from, or, different hosting services available, it's very possible that one of them would already have had access to an older patch that maybe they didn't like the patch that was released a month ago, so they never fixed their engine or whatever the case may be. There are older sources out there that would have been playable, and that would have been a good opportunity for those content creators, those server admins to capitalize on this and maybe get some new traffic coming in, because I know that this is a business for some people. Like, owning a cluster is an actual business for some people, and that's awesome. First off, good for you if you can pull that off. Appreciate that. But it makes it tough if those people don't want to work with Nitrado or with some of the restrictions. Words are hard today. Oh my goodness. If for whatever reason Nitrado's not the way to go, and it's not always for every game, then you had options. My issue lies in the fact that they took those options away and they're forcing people to Nitrado, So I get where they're coming from, partnerships, exclusivity. I understand from a business standpoint. It's right now I'm coming purely and objectively from a player standpoint of, cross my arms and make a little pouty face. My game was down for a week and it's poop because everybody wanted to play. And, it happens. I get it. I'm not faulting the developers. I'm not faulting Wildcard, and I don't want this to be like a grumpy little rant. It's just the point of my story is that I think there needs to be more than one option, and I think that being limited to Nitrado and Nitrado's ties, and I just think that puts everybody into a little box that, I don't know, it doesn't feel good, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So the main little 2-minute blip that I'm going to ramble on for there is that they just got to figure something out, because I just don't think the Nitrado exclusive deals is it anymore, I find it frustrating that it feels like a monopoly. It feels like you're forced into one direction of, if you want to play unofficial servers, this is where you go. And again, from a business standpoint, I get it because it makes things more streamlined and easy. I just like to have options. I like to have the illusion of control, So that's my main thing, is the server was down for a week and everybody was heckin' ticked. But, it gave us all a chance to do other stuff. I worked on some homework, applied for lots of different jobs, played some different games, and actually just turned my Xbox off and watched movies for a couple nights. And that's not something I do very often, so it was pretty cool. Got to catch up on a couple classics that I have never seen before, I'm not going to get into that because I'll be picked on mercilessly. I had a D&D podcast. It's still on Spotify if you look my name up. And on that podcast, I was consistently picked on for having seen no movies. Everybody would quote a movie or mention a scene from a apparently very well-known feature film, and I would just smile and nod my head. And it became the running joke. If you haven't seen that movie yet, have you? No, I haven't. So I watched The Goonies for the first time and Major Payne, which I feel like everybody in the world has seen except for me. So, it's nice catching up on stuff. So I guess there's the silver lining of when server go down, other stuff good. For this week's Creator Spotlight, I want to inwardly shine a little light again. I know we have had him on the podcast before. I know you heard last week his little monologue for the little challenge that he sent to Jericho and I, but I want to encourage everyone to go check out Hop on Ark's YouTube page. So those of you that are in the Discord, you know Hop, you know how active he is, you know all of his stuff is top quality. Excuse me. If you do not have access to the Discord yet, first off, join. Link right below. Go ahead, clicky click. Welcome, hello, nice to meet you. But if you don't have the Discord, then you need to know this man pours his heart and soul into his content that he creates, and he's been sort of dabbling in other games lately. He started off in No Man's Sky doing some stuff. He was playing Pal World for a while, and I saw my man feeling disheartened, and I want the entire world to start raining affection and admiration on him for all the hard work that he puts into the videos that he creates, because everybody knows that content creation is hard work, but, you know, this guy's got a full-time job doing the dad life and still killing the Ark experience and all the other content creation. So go check his page out. I'm going to put the link in the YouTube. Wow, see, words are real hard. Holy moly. I'm going to put the link to his YouTube in the description of this episode. So if you have not yet checked him out, I mean, I think it's a nice, refreshing, the way he organizes his videos is a very nice, refreshing, like, you're having a conversation with your neighbor in the kitchen while you guys play video games together is what it feels like watching his stuff. So go check it out because it's wholesome, high-quality stuff. All right. To the best of my knowledge, there was no Dinomon last week. So, yeah. Let's try to get back to that, and I want to quiz you. Who's that Dinomon? Who could that be? Yes, indeed, indubitably. Could it be that I am just tricking you and it is truly Utah Raptor Prime? Would I make it that easy? Are you now thinking about it? Do I now have to add it as an option? Yes, I do. Is it also correct? The world may never know. Please let me know in the poll below. Who is that Dinomon? Because the world's itching to know what you think. Now, we are jumping into the unofficial server update. Now, a lot did not happen in the unofficial server because it was down for the whole week. Well, not the whole week, but it was down for a few days, you know what I mean? And in that time, everybody was playing other games. Now, since it has come back up, we have only seen a few people on with us at any given time. It seems to have slowed down a little bit as far as participation goes. So, if you're listening to this message, first off, high five, you made it this far to my awkward rambling, proud of you. Second off, why don't you join our unofficial server? It is called the Stranded Survivors Official Podcast. It is a password-protected unofficial server, and if you join the Discord, we will probably give you the password and let you join up, and then we can start playing together. Yay! We can have 20 people at a time on that server, and we have never had more than like 4 at a time on the server. So I would really love to get more real players in there so we can get trading going and stuff like that, because I've been breeding wolves. I've got some pretty decent wolves, nothing crazy, but I got like some cool blue colors. We got some really awesome high stat argents that have like really cool colors on them that Joe Daddy's been breeding out. I've been breeding otters. I've got some really good otters that I can breed out for people. And they actually just got this really cool green mutation on them today. So I have mutated wolves, mutated otters, mutated argents. The world is feeling good for a breeder right now. The only thing is that we don't have enough players. So I sure hope that this message finds the ear holes of a bunch of people that are like, oh, gee whiz, I really wish that I had people to play with because I don't have anyone to play with. Well, guess what? Play with us. And if you're on Xbox, we're always in a party, so the Xbox party is always open. People are always welcome to join. Give me your gamer tag. If you are a PlayStation user, first off, we got to talk. We're going to negotiate here. I will let you into the Discord, and I will let you into the community in exchange for access to Helldivers 2, please. But in all seriousness, PlayStation players, we've got the Red Ob, Green Ob, and Blue Ob, private, not private, but like party chat lines that we can all join the Discord and we can chit chat. People just got to reach out and let us know that you are looking to talk and to hang out. So if you want to play with us, let us know. We'd love to have you. aside from, all the different breeding things going on, built a pretty sick greenhouse, got the base finished up, started going caving and stuff like that. So we're getting there. I'm still trying to rush Alpha Dragon before the center comes out, because those are the only engrams that you can get on the island that you can't get on the center. So that is my current focus, is figure out how to get a boss team and what boss team to do the dragon. Because, you see theories, you see like all sorts of different options. But alas, which one is the best? Last I heard it was Theres maybe, but I can't confirm or deny. If it is Therizino, then we're in trouble. So, Big Chicken, if you're listening, let's combine our Therizinos. I know you and Joe Daddy are breeding, so let's get a boss team going. Let's tackle Alpha Rex. Let's do it. Now, we had a hot take for the question of the week in last week's episode, and I want to hear your guys' opinion. So, is the Oasisaur pay to win? Why? Why not? Jericho wanted to know. Now, we had Caleb, and Caleb said, I think it's pay to win. Make no sense why they don't just give the dino free to everyone, but that doesn't mean I'm not buying it. Caleb, I feel the exact same way, and I think that unfortunately that's probably why they're putting the price tag on it, because they know people like you and I will pay for it. Up next, we got Will the Thrill. I don't see it as pay to win. If it's pay to win due to size, then wouldn't Extinction be considered pay to win because you can tame Titans and take them to all different maps? Food for thought. Dang. My dude's taking a hot take on the hot take. That's a fantastic point. Touche. And by that logic, I guess Scorched Earth was pay to win at first too, because that's how you got the wyverns. So, touche. By that logic, Will the Thrill has a point. Shadow. The Oasisaur. Oh, I hit the back button. You barnacle head. Alright, Shadow said, the Oasisaur is most definitely pay to win because with what some pictures show, it being able to fly, and the dossier saying it as a Titanosaur. So, size. Size is definitely a problem, and, we heard in the last one that technically, Extinction would, I guess, classify as pay to win by that logic, but, Shadow, I don't disagree, because if it can fly, definitely broken, because if PvP situation, we're in the middle of a war and I lose half my tribe and half my tames taking down your biggest baddest giga, and then all of a sudden this thing just flies down like Turtle Jesus and revives it. Oh man, it's over, boys. Hop on Ark. We got Hop here. I don't think it's necessarily pay to win, but it is a microtransaction, and that scares me on how it will be implemented, especially with official microtransactions. You know that episode of SpongeBob where the guy's like, chocolate! Chocolate! That's me every time I hear the word microtransaction. Makes me heckin' ticked, man. Here it comes, dude. It's the world we live in. I saw a journal entry the other day. Journal entry, geez, what am I, 250? I saw I was going to say a blog post. That doesn't help, so now I'm 85 instead of 250. I saw an article the other day that was talking about how microtransactions are not like a sustainable business model anymore for video games. The old skin it, pay for it, and like skin it and stuff like that. Whatever, I forget what the slogan was, skin it to win it. I don't remember. It was some catchy little slogan about how basically the skins that you purchase from like Fortnite and stuff like that is the whole business model for the economic structure of the game. And they're saying that that's not doing it anymore. So hopefully they stay away from the microtransaction game and they go back to the day of giving me a whole pizza instead of selling me the ingredients. Up next, Sonic Speed. Hail Hydra! I'm a Switch Arker, so I wouldn't know. But I saw the picture and read about it, and I think, yes, there is nothing on taming or where it is. Plus, it's a giant chunk of moving land. It should be paid for. So, that's a hot take. First off, you're a Switch Arker, so RIP, sorry to hear that. Second off, yeah, it doesn't mention a whole lot about taming it. I would assume that it's going to be tamed very similarly to maybe the, I forget what it's called, the giant world turtle thingy that was in Genesis. Gen 2? I don't know, whatever the giant turtle is that was essentially a floating island that you could swim around and you had to like swim next to it to tame it. I'm assuming it's going to have some sort of structure like that, maybe a mini game type thing like the Gigantoraptor. Who knows? But he thinks it should be paid for. I'm not saying it shouldn't be paid for. I just think it should be part of a paid map, not it shouldn't be like pay $7.99 to download the stupid Oasis mod. It should be pay $15 or $14.99 in exchange for the Sonic Speed map. That would be pretty cool. Dad of twins, man. I always wanted twins. That sounds like a lot of work, though, that newborn stage. So shout out to you, Dad of twins. Good Lord. I don't think it's pay to win. If it has low health pool, plus you have to raise the baby over again. So I don't think it gives that big of an advantage. Whoa. You have to raise the baby again? I don't know anything about that. I don't know enough about that to comment on that at this time. I'm going to interpret that, and this could be totally wrong, and I kind of hope it is because it would be more funny if it was, but I'm going to interpret that as if said Giga dies in the war and Jesus Turtle swoops down to revive it, are you saying that my monster Giga is now going to come back to life as a baby? Are you Benjamin Buttoning our dinos, sir? If that is truly the case, then that's pretty cool. That would be pretty solid, and I could actually get behind that. That would make it a lot less frustrating to me. Man, this is hard because you guys are like continually shuffling my opinion back and forth because now Dad of Twins has convinced me that, like, yeah, you're right, that's not necessarily pay to win if it's got a crap health pool, and it also brings it back as a baby instead of an adult. That's totally different. I'm picturing, like, Monster Reborn from Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it just all of a sudden, like, I summon the Giga back to the battlefield in attack position. And like, crap. So if it, summons it back to life and like, adrenaline shot to the heart, that's crap. That's pay to win. But if it is indeed bringing it back as a baby, then that would have been real nice when Sergeant Sandwich got eaten by a Giga last night. Oh, R.I.P. Sergeant Sandwich. Gabriel, our man Gabriel. I really don't know what to say about it. If it gives advantage to the ones that buy it, then it shouldn't be accessible in a PvP server. I kind of agree with that. I honestly think if it is going to be a mod, everybody should have to download it to play it. So, I mean, that would arguably make it so everybody should get it on official, or it should make it so, the mod's not available on official. So, if it is going to definitely be only available to the ones who pay for it, then 100% that's a pay-to-win microtransaction, and that's frustrating. But, again, if it's got that really crappy health pool and it brings it back as a baby, then, like, it's a tolerable pay-to-win. You know what I mean? It's a pay-to... That's almost a quality of life thing. So, see, Dad of Twins has me thinking now, because if it, I'm picturing now it's got, like, a 2K health pool or a 3K health pool, that's, my wolf can kill that in 4 bites, 5 bites. So that's nothing crazy. But if it is indeed like the world turtle, then trouble, man. So we got to get more information before I can make my decision as to whether or not it's pay to win. You definitely need more info. Adam's Family Gaming here. What's up, buddy? Ark has been pay to win since paid DLC dinos became a thing. But if everyone has access to it by raiding or trading, then fair game. Also, depends if it gets raised with the level with level. I'm trying to digest that last part. Also depends if it gets raised with the level with level. So, yeah, you're not wrong. Again, like we heard up here from Will to Thrill, you're right. Since, like, Scorched Earth or other Extinction, Aberration, all these things, paid DLCs were basically pay to win. Like Glowtails and Bulb Dogs and stuff, they were technically, kind of pay to win for a while too, because those were the only people that were just straight killing it at night. So it has been a thing forever. I see where you're coming from, Adam's Family Gaming. If everybody has access to it, for sure, fair game, because at that point you can trade for it and you don't want to pay the $10 to get it. Cool. How about you get me 15,000 ingots or whatever the going rate is for things. The economy has changed a lot since Survival Evolved. Facebook days, but, definitely food for thought. All of you guys that answered, those were really good answers, so thank you very, very much. I just now am realizing that none of those answers were published, so I have published all the ones that I just read, and thank you very much for leaving those answers. I am very impressed and happy that we got 8 answers. That's awesome, man. So keep it up, and I would like for you guys to answer this riddle me this real quick. Got a little thought up in my brain hole here. If you could take Ark and you could combine it with any other game into one mod, what game would you want to combine it with? So, like I was saying, there's different mods for like Minecraft and stuff like that. The Mario Minecraft has me thinking about this, so I'm curious what you guys would mash together with Ark to make the most fun experience for everybody. For me, this is probably going to be unsurprising to anyone who knows me, but an unpopular opinion to everyone else. So, old school RuneScape, there's like 20-something skills that each have their own little niche in the game that impact the way the game could be played that could easily be transferred over to Ark. So, like, for example, the woodcutting and the mining skill. Woodcutting, the higher your woodcutting skill is, the more damage you would do to trees, the more logs you would get per hit. It would effectively allow you to boost your own rates for your own character based on what level you are. And every action in the game could be, summed up into one of 20 to 30 skills, depending on how, crazy you wanted to get with it. But I think it would add a lot of specialization to the game. I've mentioned before, like role-playing and stuff like that would be really fun if you could get like a Viking server going where everyone could play like, a medieval role and make a whole game out of it. That would be fun. But I think that mod mashed up with RuneScape would be a lot of fun. So that's my answer, and I want to hear what your guys' is. So please go down to the community section and leave me an answer there that I can publish to our Spotify for everybody to see how creative you are. And last but not least, our patrons. I haven't had a chance to check today, so if my list is incorrect, I will definitely correct it next episode with a great big apology and, a hug from me to you. But as of my knowledge, our 2 patrons right now are Gabriel and Hop on Ark, and they're at the Helena's Angels tier. So thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate you guys for being our biggest supporters right now. And we are working our way up to getting Jericho a new mic and working our way up to getting us some new sound equipment. And I think a majority of, this first month I want to put back to you guys. I want to find a way to, get you guys something to say thank you, because you guys were our only 2 patrons in the first month. So I want to, not only are we doing our giveaway this month, which I said I would give you guys an answer to that last week, and you know what? I'm going to be sneaky about it. If you want to know what the giveaway is for our patrons, you're going to have to join the Discord. I'm going to be able to make a little, I got like a little giveaway page here, and if you are a patron, you'll be able to react and post in the message for the pictures that I will send, and if you are not a patron, you'll just be able to watch through the window. So if you would like a chance to win the giveaway, join the Patreon. Not only can you get the giveaway, but you will get our undying love and support. And otherwise, you're going to have to stay tuned. But I do want to, regardless of the giveaway, Gabriel and Hop, I would like to, get a little something to say thank you guys for your support, even if it's just like a little knick-knack and a handwritten letter, just something for me to find a way to thank you guys for your support, because we really do appreciate it. And I guess that also in mind, stay tuned, because the extra episode for March is still coming. Hasn't been posted yet. We still have 10 days or so, but the extra episode will be coming, so patrons, stay tuned. Love and appreciate you too. Thank you so much. And I can't remember how long Jericho's episode was last week. I'm going to have to go back and look at our analytics here and see how long he lasted. He lasted 34 minutes and 4 seconds. And, editing is going to be interesting, but I think I rambled for just shy, maybe just over 40 minutes. So, take that, Jericho. I have taken the reign back for the longest solo episode. So, tee-hee, nana-nana-boo-boo, stick your head in doo-doo. All right, survivors, if you made it this far, thank you so much for your support. Thanks for tuning in. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you, and I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will see you next week.